And today we're going to show you how to make this really awesome giant DIY wall hanging. And it's only going to be for $14, so it's totally affordable. And we're going to head right on over to Melissa, who's going to take us right through the project today. So hey Melissa, how's it going?
Hi, nice to meet y'all. I'm Melissa Woods. I write for The Homemaker in You at Welcome to the Woods blog. And today I am going to show you how to paint kind of like this abstract piece. It was one of the most successful posts I've ever put on Hometalk or on my blog. I made this giant artwork in my living room here.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I constructed this just from some lumber and an old curtain, actually. So I'm going to demo today how to paint like this, because after showing this project, which you can look it up on Hometalk, a lot of people were asking me, how do you paint abstract like that? It's so beautiful. And actually, guys, it's really easy. So I'm going to show you today in 4 easy steps.
Yes, please show me, because that was totally cool. I'm so ready.
I just have a blank canvas, a kind of a miniature version. You can get used canvas, actually, and you can just paint over it white, as long as it's acrylic paint, and create whatever you want. So I'm going to start today with wall paint. Yes, wall paint, because I want to match the colors of my wall, and then I want to pull like a just an accent color, you know, make it beautiful. So today we're actually giving away a tote through Hometalk, and we need you to comment on this video in order to enter to win the tote. All you have to tell us is what color would you paint your painting if you were going to do this at home.
Yes, so and the best winner gets our tote.
Yeah, so I'm going to start. My color is going to be lime green. The one on my wall is teal. I love that. But I'm going to do some lime green wall paint. And then my other main color is going to be a gray. So both of these colors I actually mixed myself. You can learn how to mix your own paint colors actually pretty easy. You just need to know a little bit about primary colors. If you want more information about that, you can go to my blog, Welcome to the Woods. But I'm going to use a big brush, a wall brush, just to paint, you know, like edging in a room. And we're going to start with some really big strokes back and forth. We want to move horizontally and vertically on the canvas. So I'm going to start with some gray.
Now I like this because like it forces me, and I'm guessing it's going to force everyone else to like remember all of the classes that we took in high school where we're literally sitting there and we had to paint the color wheel over and over and over again so we could figure out what complements what color. So this is like really cool.
Yeah, and so these colors, we're just going to kind of go with a neutral to start, because we don't want to go with a lot of different accent colors. You want it to kind of just the color you pick to stand out. So right now I'm just, as you can see, I'm kind of creating a grid. Like we're just going to balance the colors across the canvas, go horizontally and vertically. All of the detail work comes in kind of later with the accent colors that we add.
And also, where is everyone tuning in from today? So us over in Hometalk HQ, it is a kind of a gross day out. It's like hot and it's kind of like rainy. So like I'm sweating, but then I'm cold at the same time. So it's like really gross. So how's the weather over there, and where are you guys viewing from?
Yeah, we'd love to see your comments. I am actually central Minnesota.
Nice.
It's not so bad here today, surprisingly, but oftentimes it can get chillingly cold around here, as you know. Today it's like not so bad, cloudy and 50.
Yeah, I hear it gets pretty cold in Minnesota.
Yeah. So anyway, this is, like I said, this is the first step. And if you're just joining us, I'm creating an abstract piece of wall art, which you can create yourself from a used canvas or learn to construct your own for only around 15 bucks. Wood and any fabric, any kind of like drop cloths or curtains or any cotton fabric would work to create your own canvas to paint on.
And I like the idea of fabric too. That would be like really awesome.
Yeah. So as you can see, I kind of, to get started, I used a really big brush. and I just kind of went vertically and horizontally on the canvas in my two main colors, which were lime green and gray. So now the next step is to actually mix some paint with a texturizer like plaster de Paris. That's what gives the artwork this look that it's really alive. You want it to kind of build up on the canvas, and that won't work if you're using acrylic paints. It's water-based. If you're using oil-based, you can kind of build your paint up, but we want to do an additive like plaster de Paris to give it some texture. So I have this, and I just use like a old cup. I usually do 1 part plaster de Paris and 1 part watercolor. Now, whatever paint you mix with this is going to kind of turn a little more pastel because the plaster de Paris is white. So it's going to tone the color down a little bit. But that's okay. You can kind of just work with it.
And Julie Davies says, what are you painting? Is it considered abstract? Would you do mixed metals like silver, bronze, and gold? And then she would also put a touch of her favorite colors on there, like teal or deep purple.
Definitely. So that's a great question. And actually the 4th step of this process is to add metallic, because I absolutely love kind of having that metallic sparkle in anything that I'm going to hang in my house or put in my house. So I add a metallic drip at the end. So step 4, we'll get to that at the end of this video. With this plaster de Paris, we're just mixing it together with the green paint in a cup. And you can see it's getting really thick and globby, which is great, because we wanted to have this texture on our painting. When it dries, it's going to kind of like be lumpy, and that's going to be really a cool effect.
That's really cool. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the green ooze.
Oh my gosh, Ariel.
Totally.
So I just like to kind of, the key to this painting style, yes, it is abstract, but it's really about texture. It's about texture and movement. So we want to kind of just decorate it in like this pattern of going vertical and horizontal, but we also want it to have this interesting texture so that it's not just like, you know, a grid. It's not like boring.
This is not boring at all. This is like really super entertaining. I love watching people paint, and this is like so cool. It's actually kind of like soothing. I'm actually getting like really relaxed watching you paint.
Thank you. Yeah, who is that famous painter? And now his son does it. What's his name? With the beard.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
who is that guy? He like does it on PBS.
Oh, Bob Ross?
Anybody know? Can you comment the answer? Who is that famous painter that we love to watch do landscapes?
Ray starts with an R. Ron.
Is it Bob Ross who talks about the happy trees?
Yeah,
I think
Bob
so.
Ross.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Yes.
So,
And now we're gonna paint a pretty tree.
So, okay, as you can see, I'm kind of putting most of the texture pieces on one part of the canvas, and that's to give the piece a focal point. Up to you if you want to kind of do the texture in one area or many areas. You know, it's totally up to you. But what we're going to do is later on when we do that metallic drip, the metallic is watery, so it's going to hit these areas that are textured, and it's going to kind of have to go around it, which is going to make it look so cool.
By the way, everyone in the comments, they are shooting out like Bob Ross. They're totally on it.
You guys know. That's awesome.
He's a legend.
If you're commenting anyway, don't forget to tell us to win the free Hometalk tote what color you would paint your canvas if you were to take on this project at home.
Yes, and those tote bags are amazing, especially like for people in the city. Like, it can carry so much produce, and it's so reliable, and it doesn't snap easy. So it's a pretty sweet tote bag.
So as you can see, the painting techniques I'm doing here, it's really arbitrary. It is not hard. Anybody can do this. Anybody can learn. It's fun, it's relaxing. It's something that I wish everybody would get a little more confidence to try for themselves, because it's not that hard to paint, especially abstract. Abstract painting is all about what you're feeling. It's not about necessarily precision or perfection. So you don't need to feel like, I'm not an artist, I can't try this. Anybody can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
art classes, and Melissa, you're also an art person. You really don't need to get fancy with your art. Like, I think, I forgot what the painting is called, where it's just like a dot in the middle of the canvas and that's it. And it's like huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am coming in with a thinner brush, because at first when we started, we were using a big, fat wall brush that you would like paint a room with. But now I want some accent colors. I want some detail in here just to make it look more interesting. I'm still going along the grid of just simple horizontal and vertical lines, We don't need it to be fancy. We just want it to be interesting. So I'm going to come in with black and some white, and I'm going to come in with a darker green. Just if I were you, if I were trying this at home, I would do like maybe 5 to 7 colors. And it's easiest to make it look nice if you go along a monochromatic color scheme. What that means is there's basically one color, so say it's green, say it's blue, say it's red, whatever, that you are just painting different shades of that same color. So for instance, right now I am going to grab a smaller brush and add in some more green, but it's going to be a different shade of green. That's what I mean by monochromatic. Okay, so we're coming in now, and I'm going to just kind of make lines of this a little bit darker green. It has kind of a different quality to it. And what it does is it doesn't clutter the piece. It just brings more attention to the bright green that I'm trying to highlight. That lime green is what I want for this piece.
And I really like how you're explaining what exactly like monochromatic is. Just so like the people can understand, like this would be considered monochromatic, and I know what to do because you're helping me out. And also for the viewers, we are putting the tutorial in the comments, so if you're getting a little nervous and you need just like something to read, like step by step, or if you just joined us, you can check out the tutorial too.
Yep, that would be great. Yeah, I add a lot of stuff to Hometalk. Hometalk is such an awesome community because they also have the forum, which allows you to ask questions. If you're feeling like you're struggling with some DIY project that you're trying to do with your home, you can ask bloggers, people like me who have done it before, and we can give you our advice for free. It's the forum. It's very active. People are really supportive on there, so it's a great community to be a part of.
Aw, thanks.
Yep. So now with my smaller brush, besides the horizontal lines, I do want to add in a little bit more, again, texture. I'm going to go with a different style of painting with a brush, but I'm not going to change from going on the horizontal or vertical axes. I'm going to just take a different texture. So again, I wanted to mention, I'm just kind of feathering now. Again, I wanted to mention that it kind of looks like I'm using a lot of like expensive product, but here's the secret. If you check with your local household hazard waste facility, it's a place where you can drop off paint, like wall paint or any household byproduct. And a lot of times you can find for free paint that people have given away. I'm kidding you not, all of this paint that I'm using is wall paint. It's acrylic based, and I got it all for free. So none of this even costs like anything for me. The paintbrushes, you can pick up a really cheap pack of paintbrushes. The canvas, like I mentioned earlier, if you didn't join us in the beginning, you can find a canvas, a used canvas, and just paint over it with white. Start again. It's really easy, as long as the base underneath is not oil. You want to make sure it's an acrylic base. One trick to telling if it's acrylic base versus oil is how water reacts with it. So say you're like at a garage sale and you find this painting that you're like, oh, I don't like what's on this canvas, but this canvas is only $1. I would love to paint something for my house on this. If you have a water bottle with you, just take a droplet of oil and put it on the canvas. If the water sort of soaks in, it's acrylic, because acrylic is water-based. If it pulls away and bubbles up, it's oil-based, and you can't paint over it.
And also, just because I am curious, are everyone watching, are you guys more likely to buy a wall hanging, or would you rather make it? You know, like ever since I got into painting, I find myself just painting, like literally taking canvas and just painting. And I like painting my canvas wall hangings. Would you guys just rather paint it or buy it?
You know my answer to that, Ariel, for sure. I would rather paint.
Yes.
But not just because of my talent, but here's the thing. When you paint, it is so much more sentimental. It means more, like it's so fun when people come into your house and they're like, and you can say, I made that or I did that. People are really impressed with that. They love to hear the story behind what you're decorating your house with.
Oh yeah, they love it. Like as soon as you say like I made, they look at you like, oh, I'm just like, yeah, I did that.
A lot of people, like I said, just think that they can't do it, and they can.
Oh, they totally can, yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard. As you can see, I'm doing it right now, and you guys can do this too. So the paint is kind of bubbling up, which is because we're not giving it dry time. When I did my original wall hanging, I did kind of pause between the different steps. So the 4 steps I'm showing you again. The first one was the big wide brush strokes underneath to form the base. The second one was the texture with that plaster de Paris. And then the third one now that I'm doing now is kind of those details with the smaller brushes, the feathered strokes, and the accent colors like black and the darker green. Between each of those steps, when I originally made this, I did give it a few hours of dry time. The reason being is that that layered look really builds on itself and gives it a lot more character. So I'm giving you a taste of what it's like here, but in general, if you were to try this project yourself, I would recommend doing a little bit of dry time in between.
Oh yeah, I would totally just layer like crazy. I might even be like able to just pour the entire can of paint on it. I put way too much paint on my canvas.
So I'm adding white right now, which I love how that looks. I love that little highlight color. It's bringing to life the green that I want to highlight. And as you can see, I'm literally just dropping paint. Now I chose for the upper right corner to be my focal point in this painting. If you wouldn't mind, cameraman, zooming in this corner, you can see that this corner is kind of getting neglected a little bit. It's more boring. That's okay, because when you're hanging it on the wall, you'll be like, oh wow, and everyone will kind of just draw to this area. You want there to be a focal point. You don't want it to be like perfectly, well, it's up to you, I guess. It still might look good, but I prefer it to not be perfectly balanced throughout the whole canvas. Then there's not really one part of it to look at,
That's really beautiful. It's really coming together.
Thank you.
And I like the different like gradients of green that you're putting in there too. And
Yeah.
that's really like, it's an eye to detail.
Yeah.
And
So
also, have anyone really like made a lot of wall hangings? Like I know that I have, off the top of my head, I think I have at least like 5. How many do you have, Melissa?
Oh my God, 20 more? Maybe, I don't know. A lot. I painted a lot. I've done like birch trees and just a lot of different things. A lot of different paintings, but I do mostly prefer abstract. And like I said, that is a painting style that anybody can do themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, so now, I mean, I could add some more details, but I want to show you guys the metallic drip. I think that aspect is so beautiful. And this is a product that did cost me a little bit of money, but it's a beautiful product. It's worth it. This is a water-soluble ink, and it comes in metallic like silver, gold. Okay, so water-soluble meaning when you add water to it, it dilutes the product, and it just gets really thin, so much to the point where I'm going to be able to drip it across the canvas. And you only need to use a little bit, and just kind of, like I said, just drip it. So what I do is I saturate my paintbrush first in water, and then there's a little water, and then I put just a little bit of this on there, and then I literally flick it onto the canvas. Because if you add enough, then we're going to twist our canvas side to side, and it's going to drip down and really make it pretty. We're going to make it drip horizontally and vertically to follow along those lines.
This is really cool. I'm like really digging the metallic right now. And that's ink, right?
Yep, it's ink.
Awesome.
Yep, so it's water soluble, the same way that acrylic is water based. So they're gonna play nice together on the canvas, which is important. You don't want to mix oil-based with water-based. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tip it up and let it run. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, that is awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I love that effect. Okay, so then I'm gonna tip it horizontally too. And you can see that the parts where I added texture, it's gonna have to travel around it, which I think adds a nice effect.
And Susan wants to know, what's the name of the ink?
Okay, that's a good question. You know, I bought it a while ago. This is Speedball Calligraphy ink. Just, you know, you can, as long as you pick something that is water soluble, you'll be able to do that. So I found mine on Amazon, I think, actually. I had a good deal on them. So now,
always a good deal in there.
Yeah. So now that I'm kind of like have all the steps done, I'm gonna go in and just do a little fine tuning. Again, just to recap, the steps to painting an abstract piece like this, if you're just joining us, are to start with some really big wide strokes in horizontal and vertical directions to give you your base layer. The second part is to mix up a textured layer with plaster de Paris and kind of add some like clumped up areas for the water soluble ink later on to have to travel around. The third step is to come in with some accent colors, some darker versions of whatever color you pick to do. Today I picked lime green, so I picked a darker green to do my accent with. And then just do some detailing, like some different strokes, still on a horizontal and vertical axis, but like feathering, just some more like thinner lines and stuff. And then the last step was the water soluble ink, which you just saw. I added this metallic gold to the painting and then tilted the canvas up to make the ink drip and drop around the textured areas that I added in with the plaster de Paris.
And Tanya Coleman wants to know, well, actually, she sees something specific in your painting. She says it looks like an aerial view of a housing development. Isn't that really cool how you could look at something and you could just see something totally different in your mind compared to someone else like next to you?
I can see that, and I think that's a product of the colors that I picked. So the reason I'm picking green is because I'm redoing right now my husband's office space, and I think lime green is a pretty nice color. Most of my house is kind of decorated in teal, but I think lime green is fun and bright. His office is gray, so I just wanted this like pop of color to kind of be on the wall, you know. And artwork is such a great way to add a little extra color into your room design.
Yes, absolutely. It's a total upgrade if you add in there. And Julie wants to know, does it work better to add the metallic after the colors are dry or when they are wet so it blends in some?
Up to your preference. I prefer after they're dry because that textured area with the plaster de Paris, when it dries, it's going to be like really hard, like little mountains that you formed onto your canvas. So it's going to really make that water soluble ink kind of go around it and create a very cool effect. So if I were you, I would definitely wait till it dries. For the sake of time today, we're not doing that, and that's okay. It still is turning out very cool. But it did blend in a little more, and so that's just a matter of preference, I think.
Now, guys, send Melissa some love because this is so cool, and you know she's putting her heart into this. This is like art is just so cool, and she is totally out there, and she's making this awesome wall hanging for you guys. So send her some love. Oh, they're just flowing in the love right now, Melissa.
Oh, that is so nice. I'm glad you're really liking it, and I hope I inspire some of you to pick up a paintbrush and try your artistic skills at something. It's really not as hard as you think. In fact, I did this with one of my friends, not this exact painting technique, but I did some painting with my friend once, and she said that she had such a fun time, she decided to try and do like a date night with her husband and do it, the two of them. And she was like, I know I can do this because Melissa did this with me once and it turned out fine. It was so nerve-wracking, but eventually when it was finished, it was fine. And I was so happy to hear that I inspired her to pick up the paintbrush and give it a try because that's what I am all about. And what my blog is all about and what Hometalk is all about is inspiring people to take on the DIY spirit,
Yes, and Susan actually says she's getting a lot of ideas from this project, so.
Really?
Yes.
Like, Susan, let us know.
Yes, everyone is, and they're all contributing their ideas. Like Nancy Francis says that she would do purple, pink, and blue with a white background. And Michelle says purple, pink, and gray. And then Marty says that they would do a gray and black combo.
I want to see all of these. Are you guys going to actually do these? Share them with me. I would love it.
And Pamela actually wants to know, can you put glitter on it?
Oh, definitely. Oh, for sure.
I like that.
I love that too. In fact, I could run and get some glitter. If I have 20 new hearts, I'll run and get some glitter and add to this. Maybe some sparkly gold or silver.
Yes, guys. Send in the hearts. I want to see glitter.
You'll let me know, Ariel, right?
Yes, they're actually sending in hearts right now.
Awesome. I don't know how much my husband will appreciate the glitter in his office, but who cares?
It's okay. We have hit 20 hearts. Go get the glitter. Yes, thanks, guys, because I need to have some glitter on this project right now. I need it. Look at that. That's absolutely awesome. And all this is $14, so easy. It's abstract art, and anyone could do it. Abstract art, literally, is the easiest thing. And even if you're new to painting, this would be a great thing to do. And you can even make this a date night, like Melissa said. And you can even do this with your kids, too. Super simple.
Okay, guys, I have a question for you now. I'm kind of a glitter fanatic, so I have 4 different options. I would like to do green, kind of a white, silver, or gold. I'm inclined to do gold because that's the metallic drip color that I already chose, but I would like you guys to comment and let me know which color you think I should glitter this at the end. Since the paint is still dry, it's going to stick really well, so that's I'm excited for that.
Oh my, this is amazing. Oh, and Katie wants to know, how do you finish the edges? So do you put like a sealer on it or something?
No, in fact, if it's hanging indoors, a painting should not need any kind of sealant. If you wanted to do like a quick Mod Podge layer when it's totally dry, that would be an option. But I've never really sealed my artwork, and I've never seen an issue with it yellowing or discoloring over time. If it's going to be in direct sunlight or it's going to be outside, then I would say definitely you should seal it.
I'm getting a lot of demands for gold. Like I'm seeing some for glitter too, some for silver too, but primarily I'm seeing a lot of gold in the comments. So people are definitely need that gold in their life right now, and I'm seeing some silver. So maybe some gold and silver.
Okay, let's start with gold and see what it kind of looks like. So I'm just gonna tap along where the textured areas are. Can you see the big globs of the green paint, which I added the plaster de Paris in step 2? And so I'm going to just kind of tap the glitter into that because, oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes. This is awesome. Dorothy says put all of them on there.
I feel like this is something where if you walked into a room, you saw this on the wall, you'd be like, what a beautiful painting. Oh, wait, is there glitter on that? Like,
do I see glitter on there? Let me touch it.
It would catch your eye and you would just want to be drawn in and look at it more. So what a wonderful suggestion. Who suggested that? They should win the tote.
That's like everyone. Everyone is screaming at the top of their lungs, glitter, gold glitter.
You got the glitter. Okay, yeah, so that did wonders for my focal point. If you can kind of show the whole piece, that area that's a focal point really showed up beautifully with the glitter. It to life. It made it shine. So what a wonderful suggestion. Thank you so much.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. So anyway, as we wait to finish up here, I just want to and also to win the free tote, and then also let us know what it is.
Yes, and Suzanne says that she loves it, loves it, loves it. Donna says it's absolutely perfect, and Laura is screaming yay. And, oh, Courtney also says that glitter makes everything better.
Oh, totally agree, Courtney. Definitely.
And now we also have our Home Talk winner of the day. Yes, so drum roll, please.
Oh, somebody won.
Our winner is going to be Abby Ridenour Burnett. And for hers, she chose to do coral, deep turquoise, and white on her canvas wall painting. So that's cool.
God, that is beautiful.
Yes. So,
wow.
Abby, we are going to get in contact with you, and you're going to get our handy dandy tote special from us over in Home Talk HQ. And are you adding some fine touches on there too?
Yeah, I just kind of, I mean, our work is definitely a work in progress. So I feel like sometimes I've painted something and then like come back at it with fresh eyes and been like, it needs more of this. Well, this painting, I feel like it has a little bit too much, like, I don't know, it doesn't have as much light and airiness as I hope, so I'm adding some more white in. And the glitter really helped with that, I'm not going to lie. That definitely brought some light and some sparkle to it. But I also just kind of want it to be a little less dark, so I'm adding in white accents throughout.
Nice. Man, glitter is just absolutely perfect. And this like really came out awesome too. And it didn't take you long to do it either. This is like really quick and easy.
Yeah, it is. Well, the process is so easy. Like I said, really not intimidating. If you're just joining us, it's 4 steps. So make sure to kind of go back and watch the live afterwards. Like I said, really easy. 4 steps to create a canvas like this. You can go to the Hometalk article that I posted as well to see how to build your own canvas that you can create something like this on for like literally $14 or less. It's so easy, and adding something personalized like this to your home is going to be a huge focal point in whatever room you add it to.
That's right. And so thank you again, guys, for watching with us. And thank you, Melissa, because this is a really awesome, sweet, and cool project to put in our home. And so I'm going to ask you guys to tune in again at 5 p.m. Eastern so we could show you how to do a DIY crackle paint finish. Thank you again for joining us, guys, and we'll see you later.